I have been avoiding accountability, which sounds weird. Feels weird saying. Because when I say that I've been avoiding accountability, I don't mean that I made a mistake and I'm avoiding owning up to my actions. I mean, I have been avoiding leadership. I have been avoiding personal accountability. I've been avoiding personal responsibility in my life. I have been asking the higher powers to take control and make choices and decisions in my life, and they just refuse. In today's episode, I want to talk about personal power, creating your reality, and the fear that comes with empowerment. The fear that comes with really believing and knowing and understanding that you have the power to change your life and attract your desires into your reality. And also, I hope my voice doesn't sound crazy. I just woke up and also I cried all night. So I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I watched a reading online, and it was from a woman who, I believe that her heart is in the right place. And I believe that she, does have some psychic gifts. And can this just be the Naked and Noisy podcast for like 5 seconds? For like 10 minutes? In the last podcast episode, we talked about why everybody cannot be your life coach, right? In today's podcast episode, we need to talk about how everybody cannot be your psychic. Everybody cannot be your psychic, because we all have gifts and we all have intuition and we all have the ability to receive messages from the higher realms. This is true, but receiving and channeling messages is like listening to songs on the radio. And before the days of streaming, when we actually turned on our cars and the radio had to be tuned to a station, if you were wanting to listen to Kiss FM, which is a radio station, right, in Southern California, you would listen to what, 92.7, 97.1, one of those, both of those, either of those, whatever. If you went to 92.5, you might be able to hear a little bit of the songs coming through, but it would be static. And when you tune to 92.7, then the channel is clear. If you wanted to listen to 97.1, but you were at 96.9, you might be able to maybe possibly get some stuff. It's going in and out. You can't really hear it. But when you get to 97.1, it's clear, it's clean, it's crisp, it's the right signal. As a psychic, you can only receive messages at whatever level of consciousness or awareness or whatever that you're at. So for me, as a human being, I have studied a lot of personal development. I've studied a lot of psychology. I've studied a lot of childhood development. So I'm really good at receiving messages for people and being able to understand what's going on a deeper level. There's a reason why when you come to me and you get a reading from me and we're talking about a guy, I'm really good and it's really easy for me to tap in and understand what's going on within him on a deeper level because I have that certain understanding. So spirit guides, angels, and ancestors can communicate to me in words that I understand. And I can say, oh, okay, he's went through something like this and this and this. This impacted his attachment like this. This impacted his self-confidence like this. And as a consequence, he's showing up like this in this connection with you. I can receive messages in that way. At the very beginning of my journey, I could not receive messages in that way. I just got the Knight of Wands in a reading. He's a fucking player. He doesn't know what he's doing. This bitch just giving it out. And that was as deep as I could go. So sometimes you have to understand that the lens is going to impact the photograph, right? When you are filming something or you're getting into photography and you're taking pictures, you're going to choose different lenses because different lenses are going to do different things for you. If you choose a certain lens, you're going to get a wider shot. If you choose a different kind of lens, you're going to get a more intimate shot. You're going to get a more close-up shot. If you choose a different kind of lens, that lens is going to make your background a little bit more blurry. And it's going to make your subject a little bit more clean, clear, and crisp. So it's going to have a little bit more of a professional feel and different things like that, right? So your lens matters. And your lens, whether in terms of like being psychic or just being alive, right? Your lens is your level of consciousness. Your lens is your perspective. Your lens is your understanding of how the world works, of how people work, of how our minds work, of how our psychology works. When you have a limited lens, meaning you haven't studied spirituality, you haven't studied humanity, you haven't studied money, you haven't studied business, then your lens is limited to what you do know and what you have studied and what you have been taught. So for my example, I watched a video of a woman who has very clearly been raised in an environment where if you don't do the right thing, I will punish you. So she's telling the story of how she chose to be in a relationship with a man that was bad for her, and she was punished. A negative thing happened in her apartment after he left because he was going to bring nothing but death and destruction and terribleness into her life because her spirit guides were going to force her to see that he was not the right guy for her. And so she's giving this message, and of course her message to the audience is, you're dealing with someone who is the most terrible person in the world for you. You're stressing your spirit guides out. If you continue down this path, death and destruction and terrible things await you. And that message might have helped someone. That message might have supported someone. But as I listened to that in that moment, I knew this is not for me. It's one of those things where sometimes, and this is no shade to her, she's not a bad person, she's not wrong. I just literally described my exact perspective on this. It's not necessary to shame anyone or call anybody a bad person. It is what it fucking is. I don't want her to listen to this potentially and have that be something that hurts her feelings or makes her feel like she's not good enough. It just is what it is. We're not at the same level of consciousness. We're not at the same level of understanding, or we don't have the same kinds of spirit guides, angels, or ancestors, right? I have to give you another example, and then we're going to bring it all full circle, and we're going to wrap it up in a really pretty, wonderful, amazing bow. I bought a psychic reading a couple of weeks ago on YouTube. Also, it's addicting. Oh my God. I understand. If I go live and you get psychic readings every single time you see me and I'm on live, I understand. Oh my God. It's so addicting. And it's also the funnest thing in the fucking world. Anyway. So I go onto this guy's live stream. And I'm like, his videos don't always resonate with me, but why not? I want a little bit of guidance, confirmation. Well, I wouldn't say guidance, but I would say confirmation and, confirmation. Let's just say confirmation. So I go into his live and I buy a reading, and I ask him about my business. I'm doing some stuff in the background. I'm leveling things up. I'm changing things. I'm rearranging things. I am anticipating my income and profits to soar and just continue to increase exponentially in my business, especially in 2026. 2026 just feels like an amazing fucking year. Also 2.5. When you are gearing up for things to get amazing and things to get wonderful, things start looking really, 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 really bad. They start looking really, 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 really bad. And I don't mean... because we've talked about this in other episodes, right? My rock bottom today is not the same as my rock bottom 5 years ago. My rock bottom today looks like, oh my God, this random charge came out of my account, and now I'm going to have to wait possibly 5 business days or 10 business days for that money to be returned back to my account. And that just throws a wrench in my holiday plans and blah, 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 blah. And I just am so frustrated and irritated. And I wake up in the morning and I'm like, damn it, what's going on? And then I check my bank account and the refund literally processed immediately. Everything is fine. Numbers are balanced. Everything is great. Everything is taken care of. We're right back on track, right? That's what me hitting rock bottom looks like. It's different than a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, rock bottom looked like, it's not working. I'm not going to be taken care of. I am not going to be supported. I can't do this. Nothing is working for me. I'm freaking the fuck out. Everything is going wrong. Like, it just looked it looked drastically different a couple of years ago. So anyway, I've been having some moments lately of rock bottoms and just intense negative emotions coming through, me recognizing the complexity of my emotions, me learning things about romance and this like soulmate and like myself, and like I've been spending the entire time, this is still a 2.5, we're going to get back to the main point, I swear, but I've been spending this entire like year working on my abandonment wounds, and I realized I got to this point in my life where I like need someone. And I'm not being funny. I've never needed someone. I've never needed a man in my whole entire life, ever. And now finding myself in a vulnerable position because I need someone, and that means that if that person does not show up for me, then that would hurt me so deeply. Feeling this level of pain and vulnerability and potential vulnerability, not just in this soulmate, okay, fine, in this soulmate relationship, and also in love in general. It's like, yes, it is about this particular person in this life. It is about this man for me and my relationship with him and the connection that I feel to him and the way that I feel that I need to have him in my life. Can you feel how that pains me to say out loud? And also, I'm learning and understanding things about relationships with people and human beings. And like, apparently, when you have relationships with people and human beings, you need them. You rely on them. You expect them to show up for you. You have an attachment to them. And when they don't show up for you or they don't take you into consideration, it really hurts you. And I did a whole training on this inside of my Love After Loss course. And it was so beautiful in theory. And in practice, it hurts. Not because it hurts like somebody is constantly hurting me. It just hurts. The realization that I could potentially be in pain hurts. Because I'm a Scorpio rising and I have an Aries stellium, which means I am a control freak and I am very independent. And this idea and concept of having another human being in my life who I need and rely on and expect to be there, and maybe one day they won't be there and it's possible for them not to be there. Like, that has just been like a rude fucking awakening for me, and just like so many feelings coming up. I have never in my life ever needed a man. I didn't need my father growing up. I didn't have that attachment to him. And then when I did develop that attachment to my father later on in my life, when I was a teenager and I was used to him being there consistently, he like literally fucking died. Oh my God. So that apparently was traumatizing. I didn't even know that that was traumatizing. I didn't even know that my dad dying would be a traumatizing experience for me, because I spent my whole life wishing that my dad was dead. And I know that that sounds so terrible and so horrible, but like, of course I had anger, and of course I had resentment, and of course I had upset, because he like literally abandoned me, even though he was like there for my entire life. He like wasn't there, like he wasn't there, like he wasn't like active, and like sometimes he was there, but then like sometimes he wasn't there, and I just never like wanted him to be there. And every time that he was there, I was just like, I'm so irritated. Like, can you just go away? Because you're just going to go away, because like you're just going to like leave me, because you always leave me. So could you just like, can we just skip to the good part where you get the fuck ASAP? And then when I was like a teenager, he like came back into my life, and it was like really consistent, and he just like would not go away. And then eventually over time, I was just like, fine, like I guess this guy is just like gonna be around all the time. And then he like died. And that's kind of a sick joke. That's kind of a terrible thing to have happen. Because I literally put so much energy and effort towards not experiencing abandonment. And what do? You fucking bastard. It's fine, you guys. My dad was an Aries. He wouldn't be upset. He'd be like, you know what? That's real. He'd be like, you know what? Fair. How could you do that? Oh my God. So anyway, I knew that I had an abandonment wound. I knew that I had an abandonment wound in business. I knew that I had an abandonment wound around my money. Like, I knew that I had an abandonment wound around the world of like, the world's not going to keep showing up for me. Sales aren't going to keep coming in. Money isn't going to keep coming in. Like all this stuff. Like I knew that. I had an awareness of that. I knew that I had a wound around being rejected romantically. I did not know that I had a wound around men abandoning me. And the journey to your desires is an emotional one. We talked about this in the last podcast episode. Everything in life that we are attracting and experiencing, we are a vibrational match to. And this is about accountability, not blame. This doesn't mean that when somebody does something terrible to you or something hurtful towards you, that they're not, that they're not in the wrong, that it's not okay, that you don't get to be hurt. It's not about spiritually bypassing your natural, normal emotional responses. It's not about ignoring how you feel because, I was a vibrational match to that. You know what I mean? It's not about that, but it's about understanding and having a certain level of accountability. When something happens to me in my life, I sit and I reflect what was alive within me that expected this, that wanted this. And I'm not saying if something negative happens to you that you wanted it, but sometimes we do want negative things to happen. Sometimes we do want people to walk away from us and not choose us, because if they do choose us and they do commit to us, then that would require vulnerability, and that would require being open, and that would mean us getting closer. And if we get closer, then that means more intimacy. And if we have more intimacy and they can see more of our genuine, authentic selves, then maybe they can reject us, and that can hurt even more. It's one thing when somebody rejects a fake version of you, a pretend version of you, somebody who you are just portraying yourself to be. That's not personal. That's not even who I really am. I wasn't even really trying, so it doesn't even matter that I failed, because that's not really my skill and my ability, right? And then there's an experience of I tried my best and I gave it every single thing that I had, and I did everything that I could to get a positive outcome in the situation, and it still didn't go my way, and they still didn't want me. And then it becomes, or it has the opportunity to become, what's wrong with me? Why am I not wanted? Why am I not good enough? Why was I not good enough to be chosen, right? So sometimes we don't want people to choose us. We want people to leave us. We want people to abandon us, because if they abandon us, then we don't have to really experience that pain and rejection and hurt, right? Again, like we talked about in the previous episode, human beings are so complex. And this was just supposed to be a 2.5, but now I'm crying by my dead dad. Well, I was crying. Okay, so let's wrap this up and then let's go back to the original point. My main point in saying all of this is, as you're moving towards your desire, your job is to bridge the vibrational gap between where you are and where you want to be. And so it sounds very plain. Right now, you're a vibrational match to being single. And you want to be a vibrational match to being married, being in a long-term healthy relationship. All you have to do is become a vibrational match to being in a long-term healthy relationship, and then you'll be good to go. It sounds so simple, right? But it's not simple, because what you don't see is that you're not just a vibrational match to being single. You're a vibrational match to being abandoned. You expect to be abandoned. You are a vibrational match to men who are not trustworthy. You're a vibrational match to men who are, or behaviors from men. Let's just call it that. You're a vibrational match to behaviors from men that are immature. You're a vibrational match for narcissistic men. You're a vibrational match for men who don't see you as a human being. You're a vibrational match for men who don't prioritize you and men who don't put you first. You're a vibrational match for men who don't communicate. You're a vibrational match for men who are emotionally unaware, right? And you're wanting to become a vibrational match to a man who is open and honest and choosing you and loving you and committed to you and safe and secure and, did I say mature, communicative, all in a relationship with you, there's a whole journey that you have to go on in your manifestation. When you decide, I'm moving towards my desire, I'm moving towards what I want, I'm moving towards what I'm called towards, all of your fears, everything that is not a vibrational match to where you are going has to come up to the surface because it has to be cleared. It quite literally cannot go with you to where you're going because we live in a vibrational universe that is governed by the many laws. It is governed by the law of attraction, the law of vibration, which states that like vibrations will seek one another out. Like attracts like. When you are practicing the law of attraction, sometimes called the law of assumption, it's all the same. You are deliberately altering your vibration to become a vibrational match to that which you seek so that it begins to seek you out. And when you become a vibrational match to your desires, whether it's for more money, for more sales, for a loving relationship, you attract ideas, thoughts, epiphanies, understandings, people, places, things, experiences, and situations that are in alignment with how you're seeking, that are in alignment with what you're desiring. So when you decide, I'm ready to go bigger, when you decide, I'm ready to get married, when you decide, I'm ready to be in a serious, committed relationship that is healthy, every single thing that is alive within you that has been magnetizing heartbreak and heartache and rejection and abandonment, everything inside of you that has been attracting unwanted shit, it now must be brought into your awareness so that it can be healed, so that it can be moved through, so that it can be shifted. And it feels like shit. It feels like shit. It feels like shit. It feels like shit. The title of this podcast episode is going to be Manifesting Feels Like Shit. Worth it. It's worth it. It feels like shit, but it's worth it. This is why when you decide to go bigger in your business, when you decide to get that relationship, when you decide to go all in, all of a sudden everything starts going wrong. And then when things start going wrong, you think, am I doing something wrong? Am I going in the wrong direction? Am I making the wrong choice? Do I not get to have what I want? Do I not get to have my desire? Is it not possible for me? By the way, those are all of the limiting beliefs that have to get shifted. So really, it's a mechanism that works really well, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. That doesn't mean that having your abandonment wounds triggered does not create a significant source of pain for you in your life. That doesn't mean that those rejection wounds being triggered doesn't create a certain amount of pain in your life. I had moments where a part of me wanted to be rejected. Because if I'm rejected, then I won't be attached. And if I'm not attached, then I won't be abandoned. When they leave, when they decide that they don't want me anymore, when they get up and walk away, when they decide to do something else, when they want to go love someone else, when they want to go be with someone else, when they decide that they hate me, when they decide that I'm unworthy. If I'm rejected, then I don't have to experience the biggest pain of my life, which is being abandoned. Rejection is when somebody says no to connection with you. Abandonment is when somebody says yes to connection with you. You lean on that person. You rely on that person. You have trust in that person. And they break that trust. Abandonment is such a deep betrayal. I have experienced a lot of negative emotions in my life. This feeling of abandonment, it's probably one of the worst. So, you're deciding that you want to go bigger. You're deciding that you want more. Everything has to come up to the surface. Because the version of me who is in a loving relationship with the love of her life, she trusts him. She's not afraid that he's going to abandon her. And that doesn't mean that, well, yes, that is what that means. Because I have to look at my money and my finances, okay? Because I did money first, okay? I did career first, which was a great choice and also an avoidant choice. I hate when the Capricorn moon, Venus and Aries in the 6th house stereotypes are true about me. I focused on money and I focused on my career because it just felt significantly easier than relationships and all that stuff. So I've done money first. I'm still healing my relationship with money and all that good stuff, but money is a great frame of reference for me. So when it comes to my relationship with money, there was a time where I didn't think money was going to come in. I could post on social media. I could have tens of thousands of subscribers on the social medias, and I would be posting, and every single time I would post and tell someone to book a reading or whatever, I didn't think that they would. I didn't expect people to show up. I spent my days dreading my financial situation, avoiding looking at my bank accounts. I didn't have an awareness of what was going on with my money. I felt powerless to make more money. I felt like no matter what I did, more money was not coming in. I felt like marketing was too hard for me. I felt like I couldn't figure out marketing. I felt like I wasn't good enough at marketing. I felt like getting success in my business was easier when it was accidental. I couldn't do it on purpose. I could only accidentally manifest success, but I couldn't purposefully get what I wanted. I felt so powerless to get money. And I was terrified and I was scared. And I was scared that I wouldn't have money for groceries. And I was scared that I wouldn't be able to eat. And I was scared. I didn't have anything. I was scared and I just felt neglected. I felt like I wasn't taken care of and I felt abandoned financially and abandoned by the world. Today, sometimes I feel doubts about moving to my next level financially. Sometimes I feel wobble about the lifestyle that I'm choosing to create for myself. So that wobble looks like, I've got it, I'm doing it, it's mine. No, I don't think I got it. I'm not so sure that it's happening. No, I do got it. I got it. It's mine. It's happening. It's showing up. I'm expecting it. I don't really know if I got it. I don't really know if it's happening. I don't know if we can do this. Are you sure we can do this? Right? So there's a wobble there. But even though sometimes I might feel doubt, am I going to be able to receive the money that I want for that thing? You know, sometimes I feel doubt. I never feel, no matter what, it's not going to happen for me. I never feel powerless. Ever, 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 ever. Even when people aren't buying, even if I post about the mini mastermind, which is happening this weekend, by the way, there's only one spot left. Even when I post about the mini mastermind and nobody's bought, I never feel powerless. I never go back to that place of, no matter what, it's not working. I'm not there anymore. I've healed the story that no matter what I do, it doesn't work. I know that's not true. I live the opposite of that more often than not, right? I get what I want. I get what I desire. I have a long list of goodness that I have created and attracted in my life. I get what I want. I have confidence in my ability to manifest money and sales and to pay my bills and to save and to invest in myself. Like, oh my fucking God. I went from, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have money to eat groceries to every single time I pay myself, I contribute to a 401k. Like, go off, bitch. Oh my God. You are the baddest bitch that I know. This fucking diva. This fucking diva. Thank you, God. So I can say now, being on the other side, that no, I don't ever feel that powerlessness. I never feel those emotions. I don't think those thoughts. I don't feel those ways. My nervous system doesn't really feel activated around money. Sometimes I might feel a little bit of fear. Sometimes I might feel a little bit of dread. Sometimes things might feel a little bit tense. But I have the tools that I need to move through that. And I utilize those tools. And I take care of my shit. I challenge myself. I push myself. I grow. I expand. I see myself as the woman who reaches her financial goals in her business and her life. I see myself as the woman who gets what she wants. I got some stuff on my Christmas list this year. And this is a significantly more expensive Christmas list than last year. And a part of me is like, I don't think I'm going to be able to manifest everything on my Christmas list this year. And in response to that thought, I'm like, it's okay. My favorite denim dress that I got in the summertime, that was on my Christmas list last year. I didn't get it. I couldn't afford it. I had an amazing Christmas, but I couldn't afford that denim dress. But I kept it on my list and I got it in the summertime. So it's okay if the MacBook of my dreams is not under my Christmas tree this year, even though I would love for it to be, and even though I choose to expect it to be. Faith is when it doesn't happen and you still believe. Faith is when it passes the deadline and you still expect it. Faith is when you wake up on December 26th and you know that the funds for that MacBook are in your account. Faith is when you wake up on January 1st and the funds for the MacBook are not yet in your account and you still know that the funds for the MacBook are in your account. Faith is when it looks like it didn't happen and you still choose to believe anyway. Faith is a choice. That's the kind of faith that moves mountains. I know this. I experience this. I live this. So when it comes to romance, in my mind, I know that the version of myself who is in a loving marriage, she's not afraid of being abandoned. She's not afraid that he's going to wake up one day and decide that he doesn't love her and he doesn't want to be with her. She does not have that fear. I know that it's possible to live a life where I do not have this fear. And in my human self, that feels a little bit uncomfortable, that feels outside of my comfort zone, that feels crazy. Because I have lived for how long? How many decades with this fear that I'm going to be abandoned, with this fear that I can't trust and rely on men to show up and be dependable and be consistent. Do I expect princess treatment? Yes. Do I expect men to show up for me in my day-to-day life as I'm outside and going through the grocery store? Yes. Do I expect men to treat me with respect? Yes. And still, does a part of me expect to be abandoned? Yeah, I'm terrified of that. So as I move towards the relationship of my desires, of course that abandonment wound has to be addressed. That abandonment wound is not a vibrational match to where I'm going. It has to be processed. It has to be shifted. It has to be moved through. Manifestation is not pretty. Manifestation is not write it down 21 times in your journal every day for 21 days and then you'll get everything you ever wanted. And I hate everyone who has told you anything differently. This bitch don't know what she doing. This bitch just giving it out. Misinformation. She just giving it out. Now, sure, you can use some techniques and get some results every once in a while, but I don't want you to get some results sometime and get some results other times. I want your life to change. I want you to be a completely different woman. I don't want you to just be able to, I manifested one job one time. Oh my God, so cool. I want you to have consistent work. I want you to have consistent money. I want you to have consistent sales. I want you to have consistent love. That requires healing. That requires a rewiring of your subconscious mind. That requires shifting and healing and elevating your expectations. That requires deep work, and that deep work requires some tears, some releasing, some letting go, some healing, some opening. So, okay, that was my 2.5. Which kind of turned into the entire episode. So anyway, back to the reading that I got. I got a reading. I asked the guy the question, and the question was like about my business in the next couple of months. And there's nothing against the guy. He's not a bad person. Nobody is a bad person. I'm speaking from my experience. This is how I feel. Just in case anybody is listening to this, I'm not saying you're a bad person. Okay. I asked him the question. And he basically is just like, don't worry about money and the money will come. First of all, that's the worst advice. Never listen to any stupid shit like that. I'm sorry, I said nobody's a bad person. I'm not shaming you. And then in the next second, don't ever listen to any stupid shit like that. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think that he's stupid, but that's a stupid bullshit concept. That'll be a whole other, you know what? We're going to make that a whole other podcast episode because we need to talk about that. That's silly. That's not true, right? And I think we have talked about that. Very simple. Busting through that dumbass belief. How many people do you know, probably yourself, that have given and given and given and given and given and not received in return? Right? So no, it's not true that the more that you give, the more that you receive. That's not true. Now, if you really believe, if you're a vibrational match to that experience where the more that you give, the more that you receive, then that will be true. But I don't even think that that's a belief that's worth you building. Because if in order to receive, I have to give, then I'm constantly having to use my energy, and I'm never really going to be a vibrational match to wealth and abundance and overflow. Wealth and abundance and overflow is not about working harder, putting in more energy and putting in more effort. Wealth and abundance and overflow, on the one hand, looks like passive income growing and expanding through the investments that you have. growing and expanding, interest compounding over time. That's not effort. That's not hard work. So when you're telling the story that the more that I work, the more that I then can receive, you're not a vibrational match to investments growing and expanding quickly and easily and abundantly and overflowingly, right? So no, that's not a mindset that's worth your time. Anyway, he basically is just like, just keep giving. Don't focus on the money because you don't want people to think that all you care about is money, money, money. And as I'm listening to him talk, I am smiling to myself. And I'm like, okay, this was terrible. You cannot get just readings from anyone, especially not in business. And your money and your finances. And that same man who gave me that, which I'm sure he felt was profound and good advice at the time, a couple of days later, he made a post on YouTube saying he doesn't have enough money for his rent. Of course he doesn't, because he has a shitty relationship with money. He's afraid to sell in his business. He has a whole bunch of shit that he has not worked on. If I'm going to get a psychic reading from someone about my money and my finances, about my business, I have to get a reading from someone who has studied business, who knows something about money, who knows something about making money. And I have to get outside more often. This shit makes me realize I really have to increase my prices. I don't always want to do that. Everybody does not know the things that I know. Everyone has not grown and expanded in the ways that I have grown and expanded in business. I'm incredibly valuable and I'm incredibly knowledgeable. And it's like, this is true. I know this, but then I go out and I experience other people and I'm like, whoa, God, Jesus Christ, goodness gracious. I don't know. It was that good. No shade. I'm not trying to be mean. It literally is the truth of the situation. You're not as good at me when it comes to business, and because you're not as good as me when it comes to business and money, you're not able to channel in the way that I'm able to channel when it comes to business and money. That's okay. Doesn't mean that you're not psychic. Doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Blah, 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 blah. It is what it is. This is the truth. And somebody who is significantly stronger than me in business and money, they would be able to channel for me in a greater way, right? So it's not that anybody's unworthy of love or anybody's not a good person, yada, yada, yada. So, okay, I have that experience on that live, and that really cemented something for me, which was, you can't ask everyone for everything. Everybody cannot channel for you. He was receiving messages, but the messages he was telling me were not things that my spirit guides or angels or ancestors would ever say to me. I'm listening to the message that he's giving me, and I'm having to kind of pick through for the nuggets and the confirmation and all of the things, because he did confirm some stuff. It was a good reading. It just wasn't, there were some, things that weren't the best because of where he was. And then there were some other things where it's like, this is powerful confirmation. Thank you. I'm right on track. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So, okay. I had that experience with that live reading, and then a similar experience watching that other reading that I was watching earlier this morning, where she's talking from this place of, I was dealing with a man that I wasn't supposed to be dealing with, and my spirit guides did this. Thunder, lightning, earthquake. You're going to die because you did the wrong thing. And so when she is channeling messages, she can only channel from the perspective of her life experience, which is, if you do a bad thing, you will be punished. If you make a mistake, you will be punished. There are certain people who are living a life experience where if they do a bad thing, they must be punished. If they do a wrong thing, then they will be punished. I don't live my life from that place. It doesn't resonate. I don't have that experience. She said, your spirit guides are stressed out. Why would my spirit guides be stressed out? They are in the fifth dimension. They see things from a higher perspective. Higher vibrational beings do not respond to things in the physical reality the way that a human being with a limited perspective would respond. My spirit guide sees where I am in relation to my desire, and they also see that there are a million different opportunities. If you want to leave, if you want to get out of here, you're free to leave at any minute. My spirit guides see that there are solutions available to me at any given moment in time. And the second that I am ready to feel better, solutions and epiphanies and support flows to me. It must. They're not stressed out. There's a million different points of entry for money and abundance and love and connection and goodness to flow into my life. My spirit guides are never stressed out. Used to give a damn, never gave a fuck. I'm just kidding. When you see things from a higher perspective, you don't respond in the same way. A great example of this from a human perspective is working with people as a coach. When you're codependent as a coach, then your client's results mean something about you. And so you're super deep in that experience. And when they're not doing the work between sessions and they're not growing and they're not expanding and blah, 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 it stresses you the fuck out. Because you're codependent. And instead of regulating yourself, you're trying to get them an amazing result so that you can feel good about yourself as a coach. Instead of just doing the work to feel good about yourself as a coach and letting them have their own journey. On the other hand, when you have grown as a coach, when you've grown emotionally, when you've matured, you understand that your client's results don't mean anything about you. Meaning you give your great, good support and help, and you serve in the way that you know how to serve, and you give the tools, and you give the knowledge, and you give the mindset shifts, and what they do with it is on them. And if your client needs a couple more months of struggling, and if your client needs a couple more months of rock bottom, because they're not ready for that change and they're not ready for that transformation and they're not ready to feel better, then that's on them. You're not running from the negative emotions. You're not running from the negative experience because they're going to have the life experience that they need. When they are full, they will get up from the table. When they are done, they will get up from the table. I don't have to force you. I don't have to drag you. I don't have to pull you into a better feeling life. When you are done eating shit, when you are done rolling around in the mud, you will get up and you will walk away. My job is to be there and to help you and to support you when you are ready and when you are done and when you are full. My job is to work with clients and customers and students who are ready and who are done and who are full. Because it brings more peace of mind to me. But regardless, sorry if you hear my stomach rumbling, oh my God. But regardless, I can look at my clients and I can always see their potential. I can look at my clients and I can always see where they are meant to go. I can see their destiny. I have a old client who we've worked together multiple times on and off over the years. I have always been able to see her destiny very clearly. Where she's going, where she's headed, what she's creating. Has her journey been straight and narrow? Is that the phrase? No. there's been twists and turns, and sometimes she gives up on herself, and sometimes she avoids, and sometimes she runs away, and all of these things. Sometimes she's ready to go. Other times she's content in shit. It's not a bad thing. I'm not judging her. I'm not angry with her. I'm not upset with her. It's her life and it's her journey. And I also understand that it's not just about I'm having a shitty time and I'm okay. Sometimes we're not ready to face certain things. Up until this past Scorpio season, up until today, I have not been ready to look at that abandonment wound. My dad has been dead for years. I have not been ready. Sometimes we're not ready. Sometimes we're not ready to feel the pain. Sometimes it just takes us a minute. We're human. It's okay. But punishing ourselves and forcing ourselves and the universe forcing us, no. That doesn't help us. So the reading didn't resonate. And it inspired me to have this conversation about accountability and choosing. Because I'm a controlling woman. And I've been sitting here praying. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. Help me. What do I do? Am I supposed to be in a relationship with this man? Am I supposed to forgive? Are we supposed to heal? Are we supposed to have this amazing life that I can see so clearly? So easily in my mind, in my third eye, in my dreams? All day, every day? Am I supposed to walk down this path? Or am I supposed to walk away? If I make the wrong choice and I choose the wrong partner, then he will kill me. And I don't mean that he will kill me like he will murder me. I mean, he will kill me like he will kill my spirit. He will kill my joy. He will kill my happiness. I will be resentful. My life will be ruined. My children's lives will be ruined. We talked about this in like 2 episodes ago, or the last episode, one of those, something like that, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Somebody just tell me what to do. Excuse me, I'm burping. I have to put food in her belly. ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. God, I'm so funny. Anyway, focus. Sorry, I burped again. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Then I watch a reading. And the reading is like, you cannot be in this relationship. This will only end in heartbreak. The reading didn't resonate, but I'm going around my house and I'm thinking, because I'm reflecting on what I've just watched and everything that I've just described to you, right? Everybody cannot be your reader, da-da-da-da-da. She very clearly has not healed that old story, right? Heaven versus hell. Do right, follow the 10 commandments, or burn for eternity, right? She has not moved through that. She has not transcended that. She has not healed that, and that's okay. That's her prerogative, her story, no big deal. Now I'm talking with my ancestors, spirit guides, angels. And the conversation somehow comes down to, why don't you just tell me what to do? And they're like, Natalie, if I tell you what to do, you're going to do the opposite. And I said, oh shit. You're so right. You know what? And that is so real. Because I'm a Mars-ruled woman. If they tell me to stay, I'm going to want to leave. If they tell me to leave, I'm going to want to stay. Everything you tell me to do, I'm going to do the opposite. Because really, you were never the boss of me. Why Why am I like this? Because you're supposed to be. Because you're supposed to be. You are supposed to be. Think about Mars. Think about Mars ruled people in astrology. This is the sign of Aries. This is the sign of Scorpio. These two energies create transformation in their own way. Scorpio is emotional transformation, and it is freedom. It is transcendence in a way, right? Fear, shame, guilt. These are the themes of a Scorpio's life, or a Scorpio's early life. All of the pleasantries and the fakeness and the bullshit of Libra goes to die in the sign of Scorpio. And so Scorpio is raised in an environment where there is a certain level of strictness, fear, shame, guilt, negativity. And the scorpionic, Martian, Plutonic's role is to heal and shift and transform and overcome and move past. And then we move into the sign of Sagittarius, which is the newfound freedom and lightheartedness that comes after we have shed all that no longer serves us. Scorpio is the phoenix rising from the ashes. Why does the bird burst into flames? Because it has come into awareness of old, outdated programming and beliefs and experiences and ways of being that no longer serve it. It must be burnt down and destroyed. Oh my God, it's so intense. But Scorpio is intense, right? And then you have Aries, which is ruled by Mars, right? Aries is cardinal. The cardinal modality in astrology is the starter. Aries begins. Aries moves forward, moves things forward. Aries takes the initiative. Aries is fire sign. Aries is passionate. And so whereas Scorpio is incredibly emotionally deep, it's a deep emotional journey. Libra is very beautiful, but sometimes Libra will put themselves through a lot of pain in order to keep up a beautiful appearance. Scorpio can't survive in that environment, even though they are born into that environment. In that way, Scorpio was born to rebel. Thank you, Lana Del Rey, born to die. Amen. She's a Scorpio rising. Aries, on the other hand, is cardinal. Aries starts, Aries begins. Aries is a fire sign. Aries is passionate. Aries is forward moving. Aries starts the zodiac. So Aries energy has to go its own way, do its own thing. Aries is the beginning. So think about it. In astrology, everything is a wheel, right? When I'm describing one sign, I'm going to talk about the signs and the energies around it, because it's not, we have Aries and then we have Taurus. It starts and it stops. No, the signs bleed into each other, right? The seasons move into each other. We have Libra, which is incredibly beautiful, but can be superficial. We have Scorpio, which is incredibly deep and transformative. Then we have Sagittarius, which is the lightheartedness, right? Scorpio is like the storm. Sagittarius is the morning after the storm, when things are fresh and I can see clearly now and I can breathe. Scorpio is the recession and Sagittarius is the Renaissance. Scorpio is the depression. Sagittarius is the Renaissance. And that doesn't mean if you are a Scorpio, you are doomed to be a depressed mess for all of your life. That means you transform. So when you have Aries energy, Aries comes after the sign of Pisces. Aquarius is before Pisces. Aquarius is the rebel. Aquarius is the forward thinker that is ahead of their time, bringing us new thoughts, bringing us new ideas, but specifically ideas that expand our humanity and our technology and our connection with like the fucking world. Okay. When I think of Aquarius, we can think of the song, We Are the World. That's what I'm hearing in my head. And it was like Michael Jackson and a whole bunch of other fucking singers. And they're like, we're all human beings. Let's all fucking love each other, right? That's Aquarius. We are all one. We are all humans. I believe in one race, the human race. And Aquarius said some shit like that, right? Which that's a little bit too surface level for Aquarius. I'm sorry if you're listening to this and you're insulted, but like that's the best that we got for now. And then we move into Pisces. Pisces is after our humanitarianism. I have a whole video on Uranus on my YouTube channel. It's one of the best things I've ever done. Pisces is after that Aquarian energy. So Aquarius wants to improve systems and structures and ways of being so that they're more inclusive. What do we do after we now have a more inclusive working environment or life or world? Well, we dream. Pisces is our dream of a beautiful life. It's the art that we create. Pisces is, well, what comes next? How do I want to have fun? How do I want to love? What do I want to create now that I am living in an even more inclusive world? So Pisces is the dream. If you're a Pisces and you don't have a dream, you are having a terrible fucking time. Pisces without a dream is, it's so sad. It's so sad. Anyway, focus. So you have a dream for something beautiful. And Pisces is mutable. So your dream can change and it depends on the environment and you're adapting, which is so beautiful. You're listening to the cries out from the collective unconscious for a better life, an even better life, because we're always growing and expanding, right? But Pisces sometimes has a challenge taking that dream and making it a reality. Because, my beautiful fish, you are not the most action-oriented. You're mutable and you're watery and you're changing and the fish just swim both ways. She don't know what she's doing. This fish just giving it out. I'm sorry. I've been saying that phrase so much lately, but that's not the point. The point is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What if I do this? What if I do that? I could do a little bit of this. I could do a little bit of that. Ooh, when I get around these people, I want to do this. But when I get around those people, I want to do that. You know, I know what it's like. The perils of the Pisces. I know what it's like. I get it. I understand. I'm a Pisces, right? I'm a Pisces sun. But then you have Aries. Aries is the fire sign. Aries is the passion. Aries is cardinal. Aries is action. Aries is the instinct to run in and to move forward and to go. Aries is doing something that has never been done before. This is why in astrology, Aries moon women are always the fucking first. Aries moon women who have made history, Kamala Harris. Aries moon women who have made history, Rihanna. Aries moon women who have made history, Selena Gomez. Aries moon women who have made history, Cardi B. Aries moon women are going to change the fucking world. They're going to be the first. Every single time. They're going to follow their instincts. It's that cardinal energy which wants to start something, wants to go, wants to move forward. And they're action oriented because it's Mars. Mars is action. Mars is fight. Mars is persistence. You take the dream that you have for Pisces And you use that Aries energy to propel yourself forward. You use that Aries energy to move, to take action, to passionately pursue your desire. And so when you have Aries, which is cardinal, which is starting, Aries is going to do the new thing, the thing that's never been done before. And if you're going to do the new thing and you're going to do the thing that's never been done before, what are you? You're a trailblazer. And if you're doing the new thing that's never been done before and you're a trailblazer, what are you not allowed to be? A follower. And if you're not allowed to be a follower, then what does that make you? A leader. And if you are a leader, then what do you have to do? You have to lead. And if you're the leader and you're leading, who are you taking orders and direction from? No one. Who are you taking orders and direction from? No one. Why would I listen to you? Is that a Kanye West audio? I've been saying that a lot today. No, of course I don't support anything Kanye West today, but that audio just keeps playing in my mind. Why would I listen to you? That's Aries energy. That's Scorpio energy. If I listen to you, I'm going to live the life that you live. I don't want to live the life that you live. You see, if I'm going to listen to you, I'm going to follow in your footsteps. I don't want to follow in your footsteps. I've tried it. Doesn't feel good to me. Aries energy is like instinctually, I want to go the other way. I want to run in the opposite direction. You tell me to do one thing, I want to do the other. Because I have to be the boss of me. And they're like, okay, little Miss Rick Ross. Because I'm the biggest boss. All right, little Miss Rick Ross. Since you want to lead, since you want to be bossy like Khalees, you have to lead and you have to decide. But when you're the leader and you're the decider, if shit goes sideways, who can we blame? Who can we blame? No one but ourselves. And so then it feels like this double-edged sword. If I follow along the footsteps and I do everything that everybody else does, then I'll be unhappy that I can blame everyone else. Well, you told me. I'm just doing what you told me. I'm just doing what you said. But if I follow myself, and I follow my heart, and I follow what's alive within me, and shit goes south, then everybody's going to be saying, I told you so. And that's going to be embarrassing. And it's also going to get on my fucking nerves. It's also going to piss me off. I'm going to be embarrassed, but more importantly, I'm going to be angry. And contrary to popular belief, I don't like being angry. Contrary to how I behave, I don't like being angry. And so I sit here and I'm realizing and I'm understanding, because I've been praying and I've been crying and I've been releasing and I've been shifting. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? They're like, what do you want to do? You know what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't have spirit guides, angels, or ancestors who will tell me what to do, because I'm the creator of my reality. I was terrified. I was scared. What if I'm a vibrational match to it and I allow him into my life and then it's also terrible? And they say, when has that ever happened? When has it ever happened that you have deliberately become a vibrational match to something and you got it and it sucked? When has that ever occurred in your life? Ever? The answer is never. I've never wanted something and worked to get that thing and then got that thing and then been like, man, this shit sucks. I like having a retirement plan. I like paying my bills on time. I like having clients and customers from all over the world. I like having students from all over the world. I love the amazing conversations that I have and the amazing emails that I get, and how glad women are to be in my presence, to grow and expand with me. I like the way that my wardrobe is expanding. I got new clothes for Christmas and they're on my porch right now. And I don't know if I want to put them under the tree or put them in the closet and put them on. Damn. Ugh, champagne problems. I've never gotten what I wanted and hated it. So what is that? What is that fear? The devil, aka a liar and a deceiver. And the truth isn't in it. And that's the message I spent over an hour and 15 minutes to tell you. You're welcome. I had a great time. Loved every second of it. The fear that you feel of, what if I go out there and I get the thing and then it really sucks? It's not true. When you are the deliberate creator of your reality and you are seeing yourself in that relationship and you're seeing yourself in that level of your business and you're seeing yourself with that money and you're not miserable, you're never miserable, you're happy, you're overjoyed. That is how it's going to feel. That is how it feels. When you see it in your imagination, when you visualize it, when you meditate on it, that's literally exactly how it feels. There's no surprise. Because you're not making a wish from a genie in a bottle, and then that wish is being granted, and suddenly you're now getting something new that you've never had before, and you have no idea what it's going to be like. No, you are receiving that experience because it's what you're a vibrational match to. So how you feel inside is how you're going to feel when you get it, because you're a vibrational match to it. So when you are in your journal and you're tapping into the energy of being financially safe and financially secure and financially stable and feeling so safe and feeling relaxed in your body and when that money shows up and when that money continues to show up consistently and when you're living in that physical reality, you're going to feel safe and you're going to feel relaxed and you're going to feel like a sigh of relief in your body. That's what that's going to feel like. Because this reality is ruled by the law of attraction. There's no surprises. You're not going to get what you desire, and the universe is like, psych! You thought you were going to have a good life, bitch? Just fucking playing. Like, that's not how it's going to work. That's not what's going to happen, okay? And I know this. In relationships, I'm moving through it. I'm healing it. I'm shifting it. In money, I know this. In business, I know this. It feels how it feels in my journal. It feels how it feels in my journal. How it felt when I was scripting on it. Getting sales every single day, it feels how it feels in my journal. Literally, the experience is you journal it, 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 and then you're living it. And sometimes it can happen so smoothly that it doesn't even register. Y'all, I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, there's a $300 coat on my king-sized bed and my amazing, gorgeous Christmas sheets. Oh my God, I got these amazing sheets. I already told y'all about the sheets. We don't have time. My iPad is on 2%. And this is already over an hour and 15 minutes. Just know I'm in love with my sheets and my bed and my entire setup. It's very luxurious. I am not sitting here going, that's a $300 coat. And that's a however many $100 or $1,000 bed. And that's a however many hundreds of dollars of pillows and sheets and blah, blah, blah. And in my closet, that's however many hundreds of dollars worth of shoes. And in my clothes, that's however many hundreds of dollars and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that. I'm not thinking that. I'm just opening my closet going, what do I want to wear today? Which pair of heels go with my outfit that I'm going to wear to the grocery store today? Okay, I had to plug in. Oh my God, what just happened? That was weird. Anyway, I had to plug in my iPad. Okay, we're wrapping this up. We're almost done. We're nearly finished. Manifestation happens so smoothly that 1 second you're journaling about it, 1 second you're EFT tapping about it, and the next second you're living it. The next second it's happening in your physical reality. But you're not going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I did it. It happened. I manifested. That's not what you're doing. Now, sometimes it might be. Some women do manifest like that, right? When you're scripting and you're like, oh my God, it happened for me. Oh my God, it happened for me. Oh my God, it happened. I don't do that. I'm not saying it's bad to do it. I'm saying I don't do it. Because I'm a Capricorn moon. There's nothing to celebrate. I'm just kidding. But really, I'm not seeking to have that experience of, oh my God, I can't believe it. People are buying from me and I'm getting sales every single day and I'm so excited. I don't want that. My nervous system was activated for so long. I was terrified. I wasn't going to be taken care of. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel secure. That is what I tap into. I am constantly normalizing the experience of having my desire consistently. So when I'm tapping into what I want, I'm not tapping into, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I have a boyfriend. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I'm in an amazing relationship. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I have money. Oh my God, I can't believe that I have an amazing wardrobe. I'm not. I'm on the other side completely. It is normal. It is normal for me to have amazing clothes. It is normal for me to have an amazing wardrobe. It is normal for me to have wonderful shoes. It is normal for me to have a closet full of amazing, wonderful outfits. It is normal. It is ordinary. It is obvious. It is obvious that I wear amazing clothes. It is obvious that women from all over the world listen to my work and sign on to my courses and my programs to work with me, to learn with me, to grow and expand with me. It is obvious that women get amazing results when they work with me. When I'm working with a woman and she's like, oh my God, I got a new job. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe. Of course you got a new job, diva. I'm not surprised at all. Of course you did. This is what happens when women work with me. They win. Hello. And yes, it's because I've done this many times over several years. I have that expectation. I have that confidence. And it's also because I very deliberately tap into that reality. I couldn't get paid otherwise because I felt guilty getting paid. What if they get a terrible result? So I tap into the experience of they're getting amazing results. They're getting amazing results. They're making more money. They're growing and expanding. Their quality of life is improving. And do you know what happens? The other day I had a client who she's been to, is this the third or the fourth mini mastermind? I don't know. She's been to the mini mastermind 2 times. She's super amazing. Love her so much. She's amazing. And she's been going to therapy for a while. I want to say at least a year. She's been going to therapy for a while. And in our first sessions, she was saying, I just basically pay my therapist money to make her laugh. We don't do the emotional da-da-da-da-da, or I don't know how to process my emotions, blah, blah, blah. A couple sessions with me, maybe 2 hours of my time total, she has been emotionally cracked open because I'm the queen of emotions and feelings. And because I feel so deeply, when you get into my energy and you have my attention focused on you, your emotions will begin to soften. They will come to the surface. Your awareness of your emotions will increase because I'm the vibrational dominant. Emotionally, especially in my business, on my platform. So you will begin to rise up to align with my vibration. You're welcome, by the way. Nearly a decade of fucking work that you get to access for free through this goddamn podcast and pick a card readings and stories on the YouTube and emails. God, I'm generous. She begins to level up. She gets cracked open in the heart space. She tells me, yeah, I saw my therapist And my therapist said, wow, you're doing really amazing emotionally, blah, blah, blah. Her therapist is noticing the emotional change within her. This happens to my clients often. When they work with therapists in tandem with the work that they do with me, or they work with therapists after the work that they do with me, the therapist is like, wow, yeah, you understand exactly what's going on. Or, wow, you're really growing and expanding. You're really improving. Of course they are. And of course they do. Because I'm an excellent teacher and I'm great at my job. And when women pay me, they win. I forgot why I started telling that story. Oh, yes. Because when that happened, I thought it was lovely. It felt so good to hear. Like, it makes me feel very proud of myself and my business. Of course, you can hear it in my voice. I'm so proud of myself. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. All of my prayers have been answered. I'm so surprised. I'm not surprised at all. It is an expectation that I created very deliberately. None of this is a shock to me. None of my success is a shock to me. Being able to pay my bills every single month is not a shock to me. Being able to buy myself Christmas gifts is not a shock to me. Women from all over the world signing on to work with me is not a shock to me. Women growing and expanding in my presence is not a shock to me. It's something that I expect. So, that's your message. Number one, stop expecting God to punish you for making a mistake and for being human. It's just not supportive. Also, God's not mad at you. Your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors are not fucking mad at you. They have an understanding that you need to go through certain shit in order to grow, in order to be ready to change. They want the best for you. They want you to be happy. They don't want you to be sad. They don't want you to be upset. They don't want you to be in pain. They don't want you to be struggling. They don't want you to be poor. They don't want you to be dissatisfied in your career. They don't want you to be unhappy. They want you to be satiated. They want you to be fulfilled. They want the best for you, yes. But they're not going to drag you to it, kicking and screaming and blah, 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 blah. You're going to co-create bullshit until you're done co-creating bullshit. And when you're done co-creating bullshit, you come and work with me. Hello. You see how that works? Okay. Click the link in the description box to get the last spot for the mini mastermind. There's one left. It's happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The tickets are currently $50. This will be the last mini mastermind of the year, and it will be the last mini It will be the last mini mastermind at that price point in January. It'll go up to $75, and there will only be 3 spots per mini mastermind. I think 3 spots will be our sweet spot. I don't want to go over the time frame, and we went over the time frame again last week, just on Sunday, which not last week. Well, yeah, it was my last week. Anyway, we did the last 2 weeks. Fuck it. The last one, we went over the time. There's nothing wrong with going over the time. I just don't want to. I want 10 to 12. If we're over time by like 15 minutes, fine, no big deal. But not an hour. You know what I'm saying? Not 30 minutes. So yeah, I think we need less people. And obviously it should just be more money. It should always have been more money, right? Okay. That's all. I love you lots. Get inside the mini mastermind. Let's do some work together so that we can make 2026 an amazing fucking year. I can feel it. It's going to be so great. I know when I'm having breakdowns that my breakthrough is imminent. And I'm like in fucking process of breaking through. I'm in the midst of a fucking breakthrough. And I feel really, really, really good. Tears are not the devil. Tears are not evil. Confusion, upset, frustration is not a bad thing. trust yourself and trust your desire, especially. Well, if you're listening to this, you are the trailblazer. You are the generational curse breaker. You know what I'm saying? That means you were not made to follow in the footsteps of anyone else. You were meant to forge your own path. It feels risky, but when you show up and you do it deliberately, and you have the mindset and energetic tools that you need to support you in making that journey to your desire successfully, your win is guaranteed. You don't have to be terrified about going to the new place or trusting yourself and doing your own thing. Because it always, always, always feels exactly how you think it's going to feel. It always feels exactly how you anticipate it feeling. When it feels like shit, a part of you anticipated it feeling like shit. That's why your job before it comes in is to heal the part of you that anticipates it feeling like shit and to deliberately anticipate it to feel amazing. You see? Everything inside of you that's making you anticipate it to be a shitty experience is coming up to be healed, to be moved through, to be overcome, so that you can successfully create that experience where it doesn't feel like shit. Okay? I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Always check out the links in the description box. Check out the free resource library if you've never gotten inside of it. It's super duper amazing. Also, are you enjoying season 4? I am really enjoying it. And the fact that this episode is dropping on a Monday is just complete and total coincidence. Anyway, I now have to go record a reading and get ready for dance class. I'm so excited. Okay, I love you. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.